Why not, right? So, in the meantime, let's discuss just some free-to-play advice that I could provide as someone who will most likely be going free-to-play in this game. Um, I want to give some advice. Just a few things that came across my mind, which no order at all, just whatever came to my mind first. First, the obvious would be complete your daily commissions. So I believe at adventure rank 14, you unlock daily commissions right here. It's just 4 little missions that give you a bunch of adventure XP, some more Primogems, which is the currency in the game to roll on banners, which you can pay for. But obviously, as a free-to-play, you want to try and find another way to farm them. This is it. Complete your daily commissions. Simple as that. Number 2 would be obviously save Primogems, because you're going to be limited, and you need the Primogems to roll on these banners. 160 Primogems per one wish, so 1600 for 10. The only banner I would say roll on would be the beginner banner, because it's at a discounted price. It uses these quaint fates, the blue ones, the darker blue ones, and you only need 8 compared to 10. So 20% off. You're guaranteed to get the character within your first 10, and then you're also going to get another 4-star character or a weapon, a 4-star item within your next 10 after that as well. And you could possibly get lucky, and within your first 10 you could get Noel and maybe another character, like a 2-for-1 with only your first 10. And these wishes, by the way, these acquaint fates, you can only use it on the beginner banner and this standard banner. These limited banners with like the 5-star weapons and like promotional characters that are coming out, it uses intertwined fates. And the good thing about these acquaint fates, you can get these acquaint fates for free by just adventuring. There's multiple ways to get it, and I believe you're able to accumulate at least 16, which means you can use those fates without using any of your Primogems. So you're able to save even more Primos if you're patient. So adventuring up right there, level 5, you get 1. 2 for 10 at 10 right there, so that's 2 total. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 2 right there, so that's 7 total. And that's 8. Boom, 8 right there. You can roll 10. 9, 10, 11. And then that would have been 12 at 44. So you're missing 4 more wishes. There's still story quests as well. I believe there's a few story quests that do give wishes. And if not, there are the investigation, the experience, that I believe gives a wish. Let me see. Let me just double check. Maybe not, actually. So what was that? That was 12 wishes. We get one here for Spiral Abyss 6-5 on Chapter 9. That comes a bit later. We do have one here as well on Chapter 8, 5-5. That'll be 14 total, 14 wishes. Doesn't seem like anything on Chapter 7. Nothing on Chapter 6. Nothing on Chapter 5. That's 14 wishes total without using any Primogems. You can save like the maximum amount of Primogems just by going through and adventuring up, ranking up, and completing your investigation. I want to say that there was 2 more, but I just can't find it right now. I want to say that there was 2 more wishes, and you had your full 16. But maybe I'm forgetting where it was. Either way, eventually you will be able to get... Because the beginner banner for Noel, it doesn't go away. It stays up until you end up rolling 20. So you can just wait, save your Primogems, and wait until you keep getting more of these fates. You can roll without having to worry about using your Primos, which you can use your Primos to buy these limited wishing fates for the limited banners, which I'll say Number 3, only roll on these limited banners when you have enough for pity. Pity for a 4-star item, whether it be a weapon or a character, is 10. So you can get a 4-star item within 10 wishes. You can do singles if you want. It'll be within 10. You can do a 10-wish set. Either way, you'll get a 4-star item. Now, if your first 4-star item is a weapon, that means your next 4-star should be a character. Same goes for 5 stars, right? 5-star pity for an item or a character is supposed to be 90 pulls. 90 pulls for a 4-star or a 5-star right here, 90 attempts. Then it also says if you don't get the character, the promoted character, within your first 90, you have to go another 90 to get the guaranteed promoted character or promoted item, whatever it might be. So max pity 180 for the character or item, whichever you're rolling on for the weapon banner or the character banner. Trying to see. Yeah, right here. So it says the next 5-star. It says if the first 5-star item you win in the event is not the promoted weapon or a character, whichever banner it is, the next 5-star you win is guaranteed to be a promotional weapon. Which I want to go into the next one. I wouldn't roll on weapon banners as a free-to-play. I wouldn't roll on weapon banners. The 5-star weapons, they're nice and all. I've never had one myself in the previous beta. In this beta, I've never been fortunate enough to get one, nor have I really, I guess, bothered trying to roll on it. Just because you can get by just fine with the 4-star weapons that you can craft from the blacksmith, the 4-star weapons that you'll just get along the way by wishing on other character banners. Because who knows, you could even get a 5-star weapon on a character banner, right? You're rolling for maybe a 5-star character that's promoted. Say, for instance, you saved up 180 wishes because that's what you want to do. You want to save up 180 wishes. You're guaranteed, just in case your first 90 flops and you don't get the character, you have another 90 saved up. Boom. You're able to get it. That first 90, it might be a weapon or it might be a character. So either way, you'll get there. You know, so I'd say dodge weapon banners. You'll be just fine with 4-star weapons. You can do all the content with just 4-star weapons, I'd say. My next advice would be, as a free-to-play, when you're going around doing your day, because resources are going to be limited, right? Resources are going to be limited. There's a paid battle pass that's like $10, but we don't know yet. It's like 10, 15 bucks or something. Either way, as a free-to-play, you're going to be on the top row of the Sojourner Battle Pass, which means you're going to be down on resources, XP, or gold. You're going to be down on resources. So, in order to try and make up for that, you want to try and find another way to get those items. So what I would recommend is, if you have a friend, or if not, try and go on the Discord, the official Discord. They have a co-op text channel. You can try and message other people if they want to go around and help you. Go to their world, try and team up, go to their world, fight these bosses. It'll drop gold. Fight these elites. They cost no resin to do. They have a respawn timer of like 16 hours each, I think. And there's only but a few on the map. There's a limited amount, so just go around, go to your friend's world, kill all these bosses, get that gold. Every bit adds up. Plus, you'll be getting these artifacts that you need and materials anyways. And then after you're done, you can go back to your world, do the same thing, because they're separate. You get to farm double the amount of bosses, depending on how many friends you have. If you have a party of 4, you could go to player 1's world, do his bosses, then go to player 2, player 3. That's 4 times the amount right there as just doing it yourself. And the same applies to ore as well. So the ore that you can go around and find on the map, the crystal chunks, white iron chunks, and mystical crystal chunks, this is how you'll make your mystic enhancement ores that I just showed you, that the people who pay for the battle pass will get an abundance of. craft these, you need the crystal chunks. So you can farm on your friend's world, get some crystal chunks, go back to your world, get the same amount, you know? Very, very efficient way. And a good way as a free-to-play to stock up on those, because you're going to be down on resources anyways. I'm trying to think what we just... So, we were talking about doing the elites, right? Doing the elites, doing the ore. Because you need the materials and you can get some artifacts. You can farm artifacts from these elites. Which I would say as a free-to-play player, because you're going to be limited on resin. Your resin is up here in the top right. This is your stamina in the game, which you can refresh using Primogems. But as a free-to-play, you want to save those Primogems and not refresh. You're going to be limited on how many things you can do a day. I would say don't spend your resin on domains. Don't spend your resin on domains. Play it safe. Get some talent up books, depending on what day it is, and I would say dodge Sunday as well. Try and target which books you want. It'll tell you which specific days for which book you need. Go for the talent up materials. Go for the weapon ascension materials. Whichever one you need to increase your weapon, increase your talents, or just go for gold and XP. There's too much RNG in artifact domains. There's too much RNG. First, you have to hope that the item drops in the first place, the one that you want. Then you have to hope that it's the correct piece, whatever it is, whether it's a flower, feather, goblet, crown, you know, hourglass, whatever. And then you have to hope it has the correct main stat, unless it's a feather or a flower, which always starts with HP or attack. You have to hope it gets the correct main stat. On top of hoping that the substats are what you want, and then upgrading it, you have to hope that the substats go into the upgrade substats go into which substat you actually want. So there's way too much RNG. You can just farm artifacts off of bosses. I'd say you'd probably want to stay away from these until like super late game, because you can progress. You can get a lot of damage out of your artifacts, which isn't RNG. You know, you just get the artifacts. Like, a lot of your DPS can come from your artifacts, just leveling up your normal attack. Your 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, 4 hit, charge attack, etc. Just by leveling this up, your talents. No RNG in that at all. Same thing with your weapon, just get the materials that you need, whether it be farming the weapon ascension materials, and then just leveling that up through the mystic enhancement ores, which you can farm off of crystals, go into your friend's world, coming back to yours, doubling up the farming, whatever. I would say focus on those and stay away from artifact domains. And I would also say invest in your main character. If you're a free-to-play player, try not to spread out your resources between every single character. Of course, I can't tell you how to play the game. I can only try and give some advice at the end of the day. But I would advise try investing in a few characters, right? A few favorites to kick things off, because you're going to be limited on how much XP, how much gold, how much everything you have to level up. And if you want a safe play, I'd say go with main character. Your main character, swap between every single ability, every element when it comes out, all 7. Right now we have 2, Animo and Geo. You level them up, they're going to be that same level when you swap different elements. They're going to have that same weapon that you gave them, you know? Same artifacts. Constellations are a bit different, but you are provided the constellations just by adventuring up. The constellations will be free to obtain, unlike other characters which you need to obtain them through gacha by wishing and getting duplicates. The only thing that's a pain, I would say, would be the talents. The talents are individual between the elements that you change. So right now, my normal attack on my main character is only level 1, but on Animo, it's like level 5 or something. So they're leveled up differently. But I'd say main character is definitely a safe play. And also talking about investing, there are investigation spots on the map that you can mark. Whenever you find them, you can mark, come back to them. It's a daily respawn on these investigation spots. Give you just a few more resources. Right now, we're going to go to an investigation spot, which I believe gives ore. Right here, these little sparkles you see that say investigate. We got two iron chunks. We got more iron chunks. We got 1 white iron. We got 2 white iron. Now, believe it or not, I think it's just a rare chance, but believe it or not, I did get 1 crystal. I did get 1 crystal out of that. You might say, oh, it's only iron chunks and that's it. But there's a lot of these. There's a lot of these places around the map. And like I said, everything adds up, especially as a free-to-play. You can use these iron chunks to craft them into enhancement ores, the 1-star ones that only give 400 XP, but at least you're able to just get access to them and maybe get lucky and get some crystal chunks out of it as well. There's a few spots like that around the map. And not just for ore, I want to say. There's also spots for artifacts if you want to mark them. I don't have them all marked on the map right now myself, because I know once the final game comes out, everything's going to be wiped, and I'll just have to remark everything anyways. But there is this one spot that I do have marked, where you can get artifacts just by going there every single day. And artifacts is used for fodder, leveling up your current artifacts that you want, which gives even more reason to skip those artifact domains. If you're trying to go for artifact domains for fodder, there's other means to get artifacts to use as fodder. So right here, every day on a 24-hour cycle, the investigation spots restock all these sparklies that we see right here. What was that? 2 artifacts, investigate. We got a green, that's a 2-star. What is that? 5 artifacts? Just by coming here? 5 artifacts every single day just by coming down here on 24-hour cycle? And I'm sure that there's other artifact spots. There definitely are. I just don't have them marked. So just try and mark them, go around, and just stock up on artifacts, yeah? So there's one final thing I want to mention. It's a very small thing, but I do think that it does help, even a little bit, right? So we have Sarah. We can buy these. We can buy these ingredients, buy the food, whatever it might be. And with 647,000 gold, I'd be like, oh, jam, nice. I need this for hash browns. I'll just buy out the 10. You know, easy. Only 14,000, right? You'd be surprised with how fast your gold goes away. And when you're broke, it hurts. Because that looks very cheap. Seems like a lot. So what I would say is, you can get around that just by processing food. You can process your jams, smoked fowl, flour, ham, sausage. You can process these ingredients that you need just by going out, getting sunsettias, which are on trees, berries, which is like everywhere. We have 423. Sugar, which you can process by getting these sweet flowers, which is technically everywhere. So you can get around just by processing. It takes a while because jam. If I wanted to make some jam to get some hash browns, I wanted to make 5, 10 minutes per. So it'll take 50 minutes, but it still saves you a little bit of gold. You're gonna have to invest more time going around gathering resources and stuff like that, but it'll still save you time. Everything adds up. And now I think that's it. I think we covered everything, at least everything that came to my mind.